Okay, so as always, make sure that your space is nice and clear. You're not going to step or trip on anything, right? And then shoulders are back and down, abs are in tight, and let's begin. Remember, any movement is better than no movement. So if there's a particular movement that I'm doing that is difficult for you for whatever reason, or you just don't care for it, just do something else instead. Remember, in the warm-up, we're just preparing the muscles for more vigorous activity, getting them loose, getting the tendons and ligaments warmed up and loose. Good. Let's do each leg one more time. So one, and then arm side, leg side. Now, if you want to get fancy and cross like this, feel free, but not really necessary. Good. 4, 3, 2, heels forward, arms forward. Remember, go at your own pace. Try to think periodically, pull those abs in tight. Good. 4, 3, 2. Now let's pull the elbows back and pull the heel up. Good. Breathing. Inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. Good. 4, 3, 2. Slow it down, knee up, biceps curl. Remember, if you need to hold on, that's fine. If you need to sit down, that's fine too. Good. Good. How about 3, 2, 1. Let's put a hand on the chair, right? I'm going to do my right leg first. I'm going to swing it around in front, swing it around behind, swing it around in front and around behind, and around in front and around behind, and around in front and around behind, around in front, behind. Good. Good. Let's just make this the last one and then we'll switch legs. Good job. All right. And switch legs and bring it around in front and around behind. And try to let that leg kind of swing out away from you. Just try to make sure that there's nothing that you're going to kick, because that's going to hurt your foot. Good. And let's just do one more. Good job. Good. Set the chair aside. Go ahead and grab your lightest weights. Whoops, which I forgot. Okay, so lightest weights. Right, hold them here. And let's do the right side first. So we're going to kind of punch upward and step forward, right? So up, 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 3 more. 3, 2, 1. Good job. Pause center. And you probably already guessed. Let's go left. Up, up, up. Remember, if your arm, your shoulder gets tired, do it without the weight. We have 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. And then come center. Now, we're going to go back to the right side, and we're either going to tap that foot or maybe lift that foot. So we're going to go this way or this way. You pick. All right, so here we go. Push, push. So more reaching across and in front of us. Abs are in tight, shoulders are down. Last one. Center, switch left. Now remember, you're not going to move exactly when I move. There's a little lag time in Zoom. So don't stress over that. Three, 2, 1. Good work. All right, let's roll those shoulders back a few times. And actually, let's set the weights down just for a moment and grab a drink. Right, hydration, super important. All right, and then go ahead and pick up the weights again. Same weights. Okay, bring your hands up here. Right, and we're gonna turn, 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 and either lift your heel or lift your knee. Okay, so turn, 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 heel or knee up. Turn, 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 heel or knee up. Turn, turn, turn. Try to really feel in your waist. So you're not just pulling your arms. Your arms are not moving. It's the torso that's rotating. Turn, turn, turn. Right, and make it as big a turn as you're comfortable with. But this rotational movement is really important for the abs and the back. Turn, turn, turn. Try to make sure that you're ending up at one side. Turn, turn, turn. Let's do it 2 more times on each side. So that was 1 on each side. Good job. Let's set these weights down. Good. Shake out your hands, shake out your arms a little bit. Okay, so now if your balance is a little bit off and you're standing, you're going to put a hand on the chair for this one. If you're sitting, you can hold on to the chair too, because here's what we're going to do. So I'm holding onto the chair with my left hand, my right arm's going to come up, and I'm going to go this way. Right? They're not touching necessarily, although they could, but that's not important. Right? So abs are in tight. So if you're sitting, it's going to look like this. Right? Try to keep that spine nice and long. Standing, you can use the chair or not use the chair. That's up to you. Or the wall. All right, so here we go. Up, down. Good. Remember, don't be a hero. Quality is more important than quantity. So if you start to get really tired and your form is suffering, then just stop. You know, we all have our own strength level. 2 more. Good job. Lower that arm down. Maybe roll that shoulder a little bit. And then you can turn around or just move your chair. Not so easy if you're using the wall. All right. And then let's switch sides. Right. And go elbow, knee. elbow, knee. So that foot can go a little bit out to the side, which sometimes helps the balance. Abs and tight. 3, 2, 1. Good job. Lower your arms down and see if you can put your feet about hip distance apart and just kind of turn and let your arms swing, 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 swing. Right, just kind of loosen up around your midsection. Good. And then release, and we're going to grab our tube or band, whatever you've got. If you don't have one, you can just use your body weight or light weights, right? Not too heavy. So we're going to shorten it up. We're going to bring the arms out in front at about shoulder level, right? Abs are in tight, and we're going to go out and in. So we want, actually the hands should be a little below shoulder level so that the tube or the band is coming across your chest, right in the middle of your chest. So we want those arms to come out, and the arms are staying pretty straight. They're not bending and straightening. Abs are in tight. 3 more. 1 more time. Good job. Lower your arms down. Just roll your shoulders back. Good job. And then bring it around behind you. Right? Shorten it up a little bit. Good. Now, if you want to push forward and tap a foot forward, that's fine. If you want to keep your feet still, that's fine too. Just giving you options. All right. So hands again down at chest level, right? And we're going to push forward, push forward. So the focus is on the upper body, right? The lower body is just, you know, if you feel like moving your legs, they can go in any direction you want. So push forward, control the release. 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 Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Put whatever's in your hands down. And if you have a stick or a pole or a handle or a cane or whatever, go ahead and grab that. Right, hands out nice and wide. And we're going to bring the arms up and down and up and down. And we want the elbows to stay straight because we really want to stretch the pec muscles right here. And if the elbows bend, then they don't stretch nearly as much. So focus on feeling the stretch. Don't worry about how high or how far back your arms go. Right? We all have different flexibility levels. Let's do 1 more. Good job, everyone. All right, and then set that down. All right, we're gonna pick up that tube or band again. And this time, let's see, take one handle. I'm gonna use my right arm first. So I'm dropping the left end down on the floor and I'm stepping on it with my foot pretty close to the end on the left side. Right, if you're using weights, obviously just hold one in your right hand. Right, abs are in tight, and then that arm's gonna go up. Now try to think, pull that arm back a little bit because it always wants to come forward a little bit. It feels like it's straight out from the shoulder, but it's really not. So wherever you're raising it, try to pull it back just a tiny bit. Abs are in tight. Remember, we're not leaning to the side. We're not leaning back. Relax your grip as much as you can without letting go. 3, feel it up here. 2, last one, good work. Put the handle in your other hand, roll that shoulder forward a time, or even 3 or 4, and then roll it back. Good, and let's switch sides. You knew that was coming, right? So up tall, abs are in tight, shoulders back and down, chin back, so it's not pushing forward, it's not up, right? And here we go, up. And remember, as that arm goes out, try to pull it back a little bit. Abs are in tight. Keep that shoulder down. Three more. Now 2 more. Last one. Good job. Put the handle in the other hand. Roll that shoulder forward. Roll it back. Good work. Let's shorten it up. We're going back to the right side, right? So I'm going to make a big loop and hold it in the left hand and pull my left elbow down here. And then I'm going to pick the right elbow up, straight out to the side, right? My right palm is facing the front of my body. And then I'm going to go out and in. So when my arm goes out, my palm is facing forward. And I'm keeping that elbow up. The elbow always wants to drop down. Try to talk to it. Tell it, no, you must stay up. And again, that arm is going straight out from the shoulder, not up here. Only 2 more. Good job. Lower both arms down. Roll that right shoulder forward. Roll it back. Good job. And then you probably already guessed. Let's switch sides. Right? So now the right arm gets to relax. The left elbow needs to come up. And let's go out and in. Out and in. Out. Remember, when the arm extends, the palm is facing forward. And that arm is going straight out from the shoulder. We're a little over the halfway point. We only have 5 more. You can do it. 5, 4, feel it all over that upper arm. 2, 1, good job. Lower the arms down and roll that shoulder forward and roll it back. Good job. Let's grab another quick drink, and then we're gonna do a little lower body work with the tube or band or whatever you've got. Very good. Okay, so go ahead and step on your tube with both feet or band. If you don't have one, that's fine. Okay, so we're not going to cross it or make an X. We're going to shorten it first. Take the feet out nice and wide. Right hands come right here to the sides of the legs, and then abs are in tight, shoulders back and down. If you prefer to do this standing in front of your chair, by all means do. Right, so let's try to keep that chin tucked down and the abs in tight, shoulders back, push back into your heels and stand up, squeeze your tush and push back. Try not to let your hands move more than an inch or so, maybe. Push back, stand up. So we're pushing back, we're inhaling and lifting up, and we're pushing back and feeling the backs of the legs stretching, and push back, And stand up and give your tush a little squeeze and push back and keep your chin tucked so that as we come forward, you're looking down at the floor, not out in front of you. Squeeze and push back and squeeze up and push back and squeeze up and push back. Hold those shoulders back and squeeze up. Let's do 3 more. Push back and squeeze up. You can do it. Push back and squeeze up. And last time, push back and squeeze up. Good work, everyone. All right. Now, go ahead and go to the full length of whatever you have in your hand, right? We're going to do some shoulder blade pinches. So make an X. Put your hands on the front of your legs. You should barely be able to get them, your hands much wider. So if you need to, make your feet a little bit further apart, right? And let's pinch back. If moving the feet apart doesn't work, then shorten up your tube or band a little bit. And if you're holding weights, they should be, you know, enough so that you can feel it when you're pinching your shoulder blades back. Right? And again, abs are in tight. Try to keep that chin tucked down a little bit. We always want to keep the chin close to the front of the neck. Three more, you can do it. 3, 2, 1. Good job. All right. See if you can keep the X, but bring your feet closer together, really close together, actually. Bring your hands up to the outsides of your hips. And you guessed it, outer hips. So we're going to step, let's do 2 steps. 2 steps out and in with each leg, and we'll start to the right. So out, in, out, now left. Out, in, out, now right. So remember, shoulders stay over your hips and left, toes point forward. Try not to let your toes turn out to the side. Good, and switch. Good, now right. Abs are in tight, now left. Good, and right. And left. And right. Abs in tight, right? Don't let your upper body move around too much. Back to the right. After this set, we have 1 more set like this. Good, now alternate. Right and left. Try to keep those hands wide apart and elbows have a little bend. And we're squeezing a little bit with the shoulder blades and the abs are in tight. Each leg 1 more time, you can do it. Good job, everyone. Woo. Undo your X. Good. Roll your shoulders a time or 2. Shake out your legs a little bit. And then we're going to work the sides of the waist. So we're going to shorten it up again. We're going to stand up nice and tall. Good. And in keeping with our theme for today, we're going to go to the right first. Okay, so abs in tight. Here we go. Right and center. Right. Remember, knees are straight. Both feet stay flat. Right. Hold those abs in as tightly as you can and breathe. Remember, if you have any kind of low back issues or spinal issues, be a little conservative. Make your movement a little bit smaller. You can do it. Try not to let the shoulders move up and down. Every now and then think about tightening those abs and actually do it. 3 more, we can do it. 3, 2, 1. Good work. Breathe. And let's switch sides. Left and center, and left and center, and abs are in tight, and center, and pull, and center, and pull. Remember, all the pull comes from the side of the waist, not the shoulders, not the arms, not the hands. Three. Oh, I lied. Sorry. Now it's 3. 3, 2. So sorry about that. Last one. Good job. All right. If you're using a tube or band, whatever you have in your hand, set it aside. Right. Shake out your hands a little bit. Roll your shoulders a little bit. Right. Let's bring the feet just a few inches apart and go up and over. Actually, I guess we should go to the left first and stretch the right side. Fair is fair. The right side work first. We'll stretch it first. Good, and release. And let's go to the other side. Good, and release. Okay, so this next movement is more of a mobility range of motion, not really a strength movement, but we're going to throw it in here before we get to the next strength movement. So feet are out, you know, as wide as you're comfortable making them, hands on your hips, and you're going to push. I'm going to push with my right hand, so I'm pushing my hips over to the left a little, and I'm stretching the inside of my right leg. And center, and then I'm pushing with my left hand, so my hips are going over to the right. Notice the sides of my waist are not collapsing. And center, and push over. So we may feel this more on one side than the other. And center, and part of that might be that one side is tighter than the other, and that's usually what it is. And you know, usually when it won't move as much, it's because it's tight. And center, so it's going to move more to one side than the other. And it may only move this much, or it might move this much. Don't worry about it. Do what you can. And center. It would be nice if, as we went through it, maybe it could loosen up a little bit and you could move a little bit further. Sometimes that happens, sometimes it doesn't. So try not to stress over it. Right? And then push your hips over to the right. Let's do each side one more time, please, and thank you. So center and push. Good. And let's switch and push. Good. All right. And then bring your feet back in. Okay. So we're going to do a little bit of balance work. Balance work always takes strength. And we're going to do our first one with our eyes closed. Okay, so make sure you've got the chair, you've got a railing, you've got the wall, something that you can hold on to, right? And then feet are either side by side touching or one foot halfway in front of the other. And if your balance is really strong, you could go heel toe. But just remember how much harder it is to balance with your eyes closed. So put your fingertips on the chair, get in whatever position you want to be in. Right, up tall, shoulders back and down, abs are in tight. And 3, 2, 1, close your eyes. Fingertips as light on the chair or the wall or whatever as you can make them. Lift up as tall as you can. Right, abs are in tight. Good. And 3, 2, 1, open your eyes. All right, and take your feet apart. Shake out your legs a little bit. So that's a really hard one, balancing with your eyes closed. So try to be patient with yourself. All right, let's switch sides. Of course, if your feet were side by side, there's no side to switch. But if they weren't, then you need to switch sides, right? If your feet are in position 2 or 3, make sure that you tuck your hips forward a little bit so that all the weight is in your poor back leg, right? And then up nice and tall, shoulders relaxed, abs in tight. We're not so worried about the focal point. And 3, 2, 1, close your eyes. Breathe. Try to relax your toes. 3, 2, 1, slowly open your eyes. Good, good job. And step your feet apart, shake them out a little bit. It takes a lot of practice to be able to balance well with your eyes closed. Okay, so we're going to practice now standing on one leg. So the leg can come out in front of you, or it can go back behind you, whichever one you're more comfortable with. If you need to use the wall or the chair or whatever for support, then do it. But trust yourself a little bit and try to lighten up your hold or lighten your fingertips. Okay, so pick which leg you're going to stand on first. And 3, 2, 1, pick up the other foot if you can. If you need to, you can balance the toes on the floor. Right, try to stay up nice and tall and breathe. Right, abs are in tight. Okay, 5 seconds more. Good job, and release. Great. Shake out your legs a little bit. Okay, and you guessed it, we're gonna switch sides, right? So shoulders back and down, abs in tight, find that non-moving focal point, okay? And 3, 2, 1, pick up your foot. Try to make sure that you're not leaning. Sometimes we can feel it, sometimes we can't. Good. Try to stay up as tall as you can. Abs are in tight. Only 10 seconds more. 5. Good job. And step it down. Shake out your legs. Good. All right. Now we're going to turn toward the chair. Up tall. Shoulders are back and down. Take that right leg back. Try to keep the right leg pretty straight. We're going to squeeze here and pinch. 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 Abs are in tight. Pinch. Fingertips light. Try to stay up tall. Remember, if the foot comes off the floor, great. If it doesn't, that's fine too, as long as you feel it squeezing up here. Let's do one more. Good job. Step your feet apart. Shake out your legs a little bit. And you guessed it. Switch sides. Right, so step the left foot back. Try to stay up tall. Abs in tight. Fingertips light on the chair. Tuck that chin. Here we go. Squeeze. Squeeze. Remember, we have a lot of moving parts. And just because we're focusing on one doesn't mean that we shouldn't think about the others. Right, abs in really tight. Make sure that you're not breaking your toes when they land back on the floor. Try to make it soft. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Step back a little bit away from the chair. Push back into your heels. Push your chest down toward the floor a little bit. Good. All right. And then abs and tight, inhale and stand up. Okay, now we're going to work the hamstrings a little bit, still standing. So if you want to do this one sitting, that's fine. You're going to come over toward the edge of the chair, take that leg back, hold on to the chair, lean, and then see if you can pick up your foot like this. It might work, it might not work, but we don't know if we don't try. If you're standing, you're going to come back behind the chair, take that leg back behind you, so we're back to the right leg, and heel up, down. Now try to get that heel to come up as high as you can, because it's lifting the heel that contracts the hamstrings and gets them stronger. Try to keep that knee behind the left knee or no further forward than beside it. Now, sometimes we feel some pulling when we do this one, and that's okay unless it's really painful. 4, 3, really squeeze it, 2, 1. Good job. Woo. Shake out your legs a little bit. Those are not so easy. Okay, and we're going to switch sides. So take the left leg back, right? Try to keep your upper body up tall, fingertips light on the chair, tuck the chin a little bit, abs and tight, you know, and heel up, down, up, down. Try to keep that knee back, right? Abs and tight, because it really does help. Try not to speed up. 5, we should feel it back here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good work. Step back again. Push back into your heels. Pull your chest or push your chest down toward the floor. Breathe. Good job. Abs and tight. Inhale, stand up. Let's grab a drink. Okay, and then pick up your heaviest weights. We're going to do another set of shoulder blade pinches. We're going to work the sides of the waist again, and then we'll see. Okay, so feet are at least hip distance apart. Arms are down by your sides. Remember, only as much grip as you need so you don't drop the weights, right? And then try to pull your shoulders back and down a little bit. Abs are in tight, and then we're squeezing back and release, and squeeze back and release. So think about kind of pushing your chest forward and try to pinch your shoulder blades together. Try to keep your tush under you and not back behind you. And big pinch, big pinch, big pinch. How about 2 more? Good job. Set the weights on your chair, unless you really want to put them on the floor. Roll your shoulders forward. Roll them back. Good job. And then pick up just one of those weights in your left hand. And we're going to work the right side of the waist. So fingertips are, arm can go down by your side, fingertips on your shoulder or behind your ear, right? Feet are only a couple of inches apart. And remember, really important, try to keep your knees straight and your feet flat. Okay? And abs and tight. Here we go. To the right. Down, center. Right, center. Make sure that left shoulder stays down. How about 3, 2, 1. Good job. If you want to set the weight down, great. If not, reach that right arm up, push the hips over to the right and flex over to the left. Good, nice long stretch. Try to keep that right shoulder back. Breathe. Good, and let's inhale, up center, switch sides. So again, arm down by your side, fingertips on your shoulder or fingertips behind your ear. Abs are in tight, right? Knees extended, feet flat. Here we go. Down, up, down, up, down, up. Remember, it's fun and it feels great. 3, 2, if you want to set the weight down to stretch, you'll do it right here. And then let's reach that left arm up, push the hips over to the left and flex over to the right. Keep that left shoulder back. And breathe. Feel the weight pulling you a little deeper into the stretch, but don't let it pull you too far. Every stretch needs to have an end point. Good job, and let's inhale and come back up. Let's step this weight aside. Whew. Okay, good. Now, grab your weights if you want to use them. We're going to sit down and stand up. So if you would like to use weights for that, then by all means do. But if you don't want to use weights, that's fine too. Actually, let's start seated today. Okay, so you're going to come out toward the front edge of the chair. Remember, if you're going to stay seated, the weights are going to go on your legs close to your knees, and you're going to alternate picking your feet up or your knees up as high as you can without leaning back. And if you're standing, right, arms can be down by your sides or hands can be up on your shoulders. But try not to cross your arms like this because that makes the shoulders round forward a little bit for everyone. Feet are at least hip distance apart and the heels are back slightly behind the knees. Right, so abs are in tight. Here we go. Stand up and sit down as lightly as you can, and up and down as lightly as you can, and 3, and down as lightly as you can. Try to make sure that you're standing up tall and sitting tall. Right, so try not to let your spine round or your chest drop. Keep breathing. Pushing down or pushing into your heels to lift up. Reposition if you need to get more comfortable. You can do it. Good job. Keep it up. Remember, if you get tired and you're using weights, set the weights down. Try to do it without the weights. And then if you're still getting really tired and you're standing and sitting, then just do it sitting. And if you're sitting and getting tired and you're using weights, set the weights aside. And then if you're still getting really tired sitting, take a little breather if you need to. Remember, at any point, if you start to feel it in your low back more than anywhere else, stop, stretch out your low back. Let's do 3 more, please, and thank you. So 1, 2, last one. Good, we're gonna stand back up again. Grab weights or use the weights that you have and biceps curls. Okay, so if you don't have weights already, go ahead and grab them. Right, and if you can do them standing, try to do them standing. Right, elbows are by the sides of your waist and they're not coming forward, and we're curling up and down and up and down and up. Again, as little grip as possible. Shoulders stay back. Abs are in tight. Good. 5, 4, abs in tight. They might be getting tired, but that's okay. That's what we want. We don't get the muscles stronger if we don't tire them out. Good work, everyone. Let's set these weights down. Woo, shake out your arms a little bit. Okay, now we're gonna get a little bit lighter weight and we're gonna work the backs of the shoulders and the backs of the upper arm, the triceps. Okay, so we've done this exercise recently. I just don't exactly remember when. So it's this one. We're gonna take the arms out and in and then back and down. So out and in and back and out. Try to keep your arms behind you. Try not to let them come even to your sides, much less in front of you. And notice that the movements are not very big. They don't need to be. Back and down, out and in. 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 Back. Good. Start feeling it in the backs of your shoulders and the backs of the upper arms, the triceps. Remember, the triceps are big supporting muscles for the shoulders, so really important to keep them strong. Mine are starting to burn. About 3, 2, woo! Last time. Good job, everyone. Let's set the weights down. Woo. And again, roll those shoulders forward. Right? And then roll them back. Remember, we always end with a shoulder roll to the back, never forward. Shake out the arms. Let's stretch out the triceps. Right? So pick one arm, bring it up, and drop your hand. Give yourself a pat on the back, and then either push that elbow back or grab it and gently pull. Good, and breathe and try to keep holding it. Feel that stretch in the triceps. Let's hold it for a few more seconds. Good job. Lower the arms down, and again, roll the shoulders forward, roll them back, and then let's do the other side. Right, so push that arm back or grab the elbow and gently pull it down. Good job, everyone. Hold that. Breathe. You know, sometimes stretching is uncomfortable, but it's really important to do, which is why we do it. See if we can hold this one for 5 seconds more. Good job. Lower the arms down. Okay, so let's come behind the chair, step back a little bit away from it, right, and swing your legs side to side. Right, or pick one leg and swing it. You know what I meant. And then let's go ahead and switch legs. Right, so for this, we're really interested in that leg crossing in front of the other leg because we want to stretch out that outer hip. Good job. All right, and then let's go ahead and sit down, come out toward the front edge of the chair. Right, try to sit up really tall, pick one leg, and you're going to cross ankle over knee. Right, whichever leg is not stretching, try to make sure that knee is straight out in front of the hip. If you need to, extend that leg, and if you need to, cross the ankle below the knee. Right, and gently push down just above the knee, and try to sit up tall and not lean back. Oh, this is not an easy stretch. It's not a comfortable stretch, but it's an important stretch, which is why we keep doing it. Sometimes it feels like it's not ever getting any better or not much better. It just takes constant effort. Let's hold it for 5 seconds more. Good. Now hands to the outside of the knee. Push that knee over and bring it up in towards your chest. Right, so push it over, pull it in. Breathe, try not to lean too far back. Keep pushing it over and pulling it in. Right, so this one, for me at least, definitely relaxes, and I can definitely push it a little bit further. Good, and release. Woo. Let's switch sides. Right, so for me, this side's a little bit easier to stretch than the other side. So sit up really tall. Remember, extend the leg if you need to. Take the ankle below the knee if you need to, if it's really tight. Right, and then press down just above the knee, never directly on the knee. Right, try not to let that side droop down, but stay up tall. Breathe. Right, see if you can get it to stretch a little bit further. Only 5 seconds more. You can do it. Good, and hands to the outside of the knee, and push that knee across toward the opposite side and pull it in towards your chest. Push it over, pull it in. Good, try to keep pushing. 5 seconds more, you can do it. Good job. And release. Okay, now both feet on the floor. Right now, if your doctor told you not to do this kind of movement, then you're going to bring your knee into your chest instead. But what I want to try is stretching out the back. So I want you to try to come forward and either rest your hands just above your knees or let your arms extend down toward the floor. Good, and let your head drop down and breathe. Feel stretching in the low back. Really important to keep that low back flexible so that we can reach down and tie our shoes or pick things up off the floor or whatever we need to do. All right, now, hands back up on your legs just above your knees, abs in tight, inhale and sit up. Oh, good job. And let's go ahead and stand up. Sorry, sit back down again. Scoot forward. Let's scoot over to one side of the chair. Hold on. Lower that knee down. Lift up, abs and tight. If you can, push back a little bit. Right, and feel the front of that hip and down into the front of the leg stretching. This is another really important one. And especially if you spend a lot of time sitting, it's really important. Good, just a few more seconds. Good, and sit up, bring that leg forward. Let's switch sides and hold on. Lower that knee down, the foot back, sit up as tall as you can. Try to lean back a little bit. Breathe. Good job. And sit up and bring that foot forward. Now let's go ahead and stand up. Good. And then reach your arms up overhead. Good. And lower the arms down. And then tuck your chin down a little bit. Try to push it back toward the front of your neck and just turn your head side to side a few times. Right, so this one we want to be a little bit quicker because we just want to loosen the neck muscles. Good, so now come back to the center, chin down, try to draw it back again and tuck your chin down toward the base of your throat, like you're trying to put it in that notch between your collarbones. Right, pull your shoulders back and down and feel that stretch in the back of your neck. And if it's really tight, you might even feel it down your back towards your shoulder blades. And breathe. This is a good thing to kind of stimulate the thyroid gland too, because the thyroid is in the neck on the right side, down toward the base. Good job. Lift your head up. And then again, maybe do a couple quick turns side to side. And we are all done. Great job, everyone. As always, thank you so much for joining me today.